So, networking. What is networking? I mean, I know we all live on social networks. We all have a network of people. We have a network of friends. But I have to tell you, after many years in business and various things in life, networking has so much value. And it's not looking for opportunity out of need, but it's rather building a network of people to help you improve yourself only through helping others. So, you know that Jim Rohn quote, opportunity shies away from need? We're going to talk about that a little bit today and how networking has helped us in the Lyons Den exceed our clients' expectations and dreams. Hi, I'm Kevin Lyons. I'm CEO and Chief Solutions Officer at Lyons Den Solutions. And I have to tell you a little story about my background. So back in the late 90s, I would say, it was like 1993, my wife and I started a Christian Lifestyle and Events magazine. We started building this network of ministers and publishers, and we got involved in the Christian Music Association, or GMA, Gospel Music Association, and the Christian Booksellers Association. And we developed this really rich network of people. And these people were a network because we all had shared vision. We had shared dreams. It wasn't because we were trying to get something from them. We were trying to learn and expand because we all had a common vision and mental image of what we could do together to achieve things. A unique thing happened. So back in the day, one of the very few jobs I've ever had, I've always been a startup junkie and startup artist, if you will, is I actually worked for a major motivational seminar company. And if you know anything about motivational seminar companies, they are very cyclical, is the word that we like to kind of use with them. I was with them for 8 years. I'm an executive with them. Some amazing people that I met, but it was up and down, but it was intoxicating of the vision and opportunity that was there with them. So intoxicating that I started to abandon this amazing network that my wife and I put so many years into having because I was so sewn into other people's vision. That is a whole nother probably conversation, OTV, other people's vision. So that I lost my vision and eventually I did not nurture my network. Well, over the series of time, motivational companies, they kind of wax and wane, and this one waxed a lot and waned a lot. And I exited this company back in 2006, I believe it was. And when I exited, I found myself in the middle of an economic collapse of the country, of the economy, as we go into the real estate recession and everything else. And I was thinking, like, where are all these people that I normally would talk with and everything else, because I abandoned them? And I have to give a shout out to a friend of mine. So I started networking in my mindset. I started going to every American Marketing Association meeting, everywhere I could go to find either a new opportunity of employment or career, or clients that I could go and do either graphic design or web development or copywriting, marketing, blah, blah, blah with. This is, like pre-Facebook advertising, but we were still I was trying to make it happen. And so I would show up at these meetings and I would be like, man, okay, what do I need to do? I'm going to be the best dressed person there. I'm going to be the friendliest person there. But I was like, I had no clue what networking was, because all I was looking for was out of the optics of my need, because I needed money. I needed a career. I needed clients. I needed something to replace this big thing that I exited from, and I didn't exit well. I had a good friend of mine who used to be an employee at the same company I was at. His name's David Atkinson. He's an amazing marketing and advertising guy in Tampa. And he kind of saw that in me, and he said, Kevin, and always never be too filled with pride that you don't receive some humility and kind of mentoring. So he said, Kevin, let me teach you about networking. And he taught me how to work a room. Now, some people would think working a room is finding who has the job, who has the opportunity, who has the money, who has something that I need, that I can go and befriend them, show them that I can provide them value so I can get something from them. No, that's not the networking you want. Because the truth of Jim Rohn's quote is opportunity does shy away from need. When you walk into a networking environment and you work that room, you look for that opportunity, you find that person who has a little, or he looks like he has success and he might have some opportunities for you, and you nudge up against him. If your heart is in that place of need, opportunity will shy away from it and eventually grow cold from it. I didn't really believe that until I went through about a half a year of doing that and had all the benefit of learning that lesson and none of the benefit of opportunity. So David actually started teaching me about sowing into other people, finding people that you can help solve their problems, finding people that you can use your skills, your abilities, and your talent to help them without asking anything. And more importantly, up here and then here, not expecting any opportunity or anything in return. Truly helping, truly sowing, truly serving them because, and this is the nugget out of this. Why do we network? Why am I involved in Facebook groups to where I can help people? Why do I do that? Because ultimately, I'm able to help them achieve their dreams and their goals, and I sharpen my skills. I learn more about what other people do that then enables me to do more to help more people. See, it's a giving environment. It's almost like a giving currency that you put out there, and that the more that you give, it comes back to you. Now, if you're a Bible type person, there's a quote in there that comes back to you, pressed together, shaken down, and running over. But it's the measure that you give. So let's go a little deeper into Jim Rohn's quote. The full quote, and this is something that's funny. So my wife and I, we're Christians and we do devotions and so forth. One of the things that we love to do is take those Bible quotes that everyone uses, like, every good gift comes down from the Father above, or whatever, all these Christians like to quote these fun, loving, beneficial, blessing quotes. We like to expand the chapter and see what the context was of that. So let's expand this quote of Jim Rohn. And this comes from quotenova.net, just to give credit out to them. Thank you for putting together that image. So, and I'm taking a look up here. Opportunity shies away from need, but every time there's a but, you better listen. But opportunity is attracted by talent and ability. What you don't want to happen is for opportunity to turn cool on you. You don't want to offend opportunity. Not to say opportunity has some deity to it, but you don't want to offend opportunity. So the only thing you present to opportunity is ability, performance, and skill. Don't present need to opportunity. So think about that. When you're hungry is not the time to look for food. When you have a financial need is not the time to develop a financial resource. When you are in the middle of a pandemic and you lose your career, you lose your job, you lose some type of resources coming into you that now you need to find something new, is not the time to begin your networking. Now, it's not too late. Don't be discouraged. But it's to see past that and continually develop a network of people that you go and help and serve, and they in return serve you. So in 2018 and 19, now before that I've done a lot of travel, but 2018 and 19, and these are I had this hobby of time-lapsing all of my takeoffs for a long time. So forgive the ADHD element of this. So I spent, Diamond, medallion member for Delta. I hundreds of thousands of miles over these years. But we went out and I took our clients and I took our team out and we networked and networked and networked and networked and positioning the brand of our client. But most importantly, meeting many, many, many people around the world. And the best people were on the seats next to me as I was flying on Delta through all of these opportunities. And the conversations would kind of go like, well, first off, you wouldn't want to talk. You do the earphone thing or the headphone thing. But after you kind of break through that, and I never bothered anyone, but the conversations were really amazing. And I met amazing people on those flights. But more importantly, for our client, the networking that we sowed into, we sowed time, resources, travel, time away from family, going and meeting people and finding out what their needs were. And some of these people were like big pharma, people like, Pfizer and Amgen and AbbVie, finding out what their needs are and then calculating how we can take our clients' abilities and our clients' values and assets and meet those needs. However, and this is something I want to come really back down to, and I'm going to try to wrap this up rather quickly. I know every person says that and we go on for 20 more minutes. I encourage you to look for opportunities. If you're wondering how can you even get involved in networking in this virtual pandemic space, look at your Facebook groups. Go on Facebook and find like-minded people in Facebook groups that are doing something that is similar to what you're doing. Go into those groups, especially if you find a group that you're an expert at something that they're trying to figure out, and start sowing into those people. Not for opportunity, not for financial gain, not for a client, not to sell a product, not to do anything, but just go in there and serve and help and develop that network. And you will find that your skills, your heart, your character, your attitude, your whole countenance will be elevated, and opportunities, it may not be from that group, but it may be from the confidence that you receive from helping those people. It may be from the skills that you receive from helping figure out something with one of them. It's the byproduct, or it's the offspring or the seed that comes out of the sowing that you do in those networking times. So for instance, going back to my friend David, he taught me how to network in person. That skill, oh my goodness, it helped me through many times, from going into huge groups of people and learning how to get to know people and making my way through, not with me and a group of people, but me by myself and I walking up to strangers and introducing myself to them and asking them questions about them. This is something that we share with our daughters all the time. If you want to really develop friendships and relationships and networks, not make it about you and what you've done, make it about what they have done, and ask questions about them. So here's the wrap up of this story, and then I get the busy time-lapse flights off the screen. So here's the wrap up. After that season of time, after I went out there and tried to exploit networking, I learned how to authentically network and build a network of like-minded people around like-minded ideas, of people who were smarter than I am in areas, people who needed my skills, and people that I could iron sharpen iron with. I always believe in having a Moses, a Paul, and a Timothy. Sorry to get Bible on you, but someone who's older and more wiser, someone who's a peer, and someone who you can sow into. So we started developing that. I took that and I went online with it. So I was an early adopter of Twitter, and so back in 2008, I started developing a lot of tweet chats, and I got involved and helped grow other people's tweet chats, like blog chat and everything else. It was this whole thing that was happening in like 2008, 2009, 2010. And I started helping other people figure out problems in software development or WordPress, or maybe it was a social media strategy and stuff. I ended up, through helping all these people, I had so many opportunities come to me. I wasn't seeking the opportunities. I couldn't orchestrate this. It was a byproduct. I ended up for 2 years, 100% of the revenue and income for my household and for Lyons Den Solutions came from people I had met on Twitter that I have never met in person until after we met on Twitter. And I thought, man, that skill of intentional networking that my friend David poured into me and encouraged me and kind of nudged me out there to say, hey, you're in a room of people, of experts. You're in a room of people that know more than you, and they can help you, but you can get more out of it if you can go and help them, encourage them, ask them to tell you their story, find ways that you can help them. Even small things. Join a Facebook group about something that you know possibly a lot about, or you feel that you know a lot about, and sometimes you get schooled that you don't know quite as much as you think, and go and start contributing. Look for questions. One of the things that I do on a daily basis is I'm involved in quite a few Facebook groups and LinkedIn groups and so forth. I go in, or hashtags on Twitter, I look for someone who has a problem or a question. And I intentionally go and I do my best. I'll go on Google, I'll research if I don't know the answer myself. I'll find out what software might help them out, and I'll do it as fast as I can to deliver an answer so that it could possibly unlock them to something that they can do or they can get past, and they can help, basically build their own dreams and goals. And I do it for free, but I really don't do it for free. I do it out of sacrifice. I do it, I'm not saying it's like some big weird sacrifice. I do it because I want to be intentional about helping other people. And yes, there's that Zig Ziglar quote, if you help enough other people get what they want, you'll get what you want. And I love Zig. I worked with Tom and Zig a lot in a past form of my life. But I like to say that I want to help enough other people get what they want. And just stop there. And let that be the purpose behind it. I know what happens when you sow into other people. But at the same time, I want to get to that point in my personal life to where I can help other people without any expectation. Because ultimately what will happen is you will find a network or a community or a tribe of people around you that are helping you be the best you that you can be. And when you're that guy or that lady, then you become what something is out there that you're fruitful and you're multiplying. And then opportunities show up in such a higher measure that you then have to have discernment on what opportunities you want to take advantage of. I hope this helps. Again, I agree with Jim Rohn's quote, opportunity shies away from need. So if you find yourself out there, you're driving to develop a YouTube channel or Facebook channel, or you're trying to start a business and all this other stuff, and the pure purpose of it is you need money to pay the light bill, or you need money to pay the mortgage or the debt or the IRS bill or whatever, be careful that you don't wrap up. I mean, if you need that, seek for a job, seek for something that can provide. But if it's something that's vision in you and you're networking to develop that relationship with people, check yourself and make sure that you have the equity of time that you can sow and invest into networking, so that that equity of networking makes you a better person to open up other opportunities, not necessarily the opportunities of the person or people that you're helping. So anyways, I know, deep thoughts. I hope that helps. Stay tuned. We have a lot more coming up on the Lyons Den, and I wish you the best. And constantly try to exceed the expectations of your clients, your customers, your job, your boss, your employer, and the people you serve. Thank you, and I'll see you next time on the Lyons Den.